We're making an ID wallet. First, we're going to start with our 3x4 connector piece. We're going to fold the sides into the center, getting rid of those raw edges. Then we're going to fold the whole entire thing in half. We're going to sew a top stitch down both sides at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Next, we're going to prep our clear vinyl. Add your binding pieces to the top and bottom. And then we're going to sew at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Make sure you catch both sides of that binding. Take your time here so you can get this top stitch as straight as possible. Now we're going to add our vinyl piece to our front main panel. We're going to measure up 1/2 inch from the bottom. I like to draw a line here, and then I'm going to line that vinyl piece centered right on top of that line. Secure it in place with clips. Now we're headed to the machine in order to sew the vinyl piece onto the main panel. You're sewing at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance here. Now's a good time to check to make sure you've got that centered up and make sure your vinyl piece is attached. You only need 2 of these 1 1/4 by 4 pieces, so I got rid of the extra 2. Now you're going to place it right sides together with the vinyl, lining up the edges on the vinyl. Then you're going to take it to the machine and you're going to sew at 1/4 of an inch seam allowance to secure those wings onto the vinyl. After you've secured both sides, flip that wing out and we're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance on both sides. At this point, you've got your front panel done. You'll want to take a moment to check and make sure you've got all the top stitching done and make sure that a credit card or a business card can fit in that front pocket. Now we're going to create our zipper sandwich as we apply the lining right sides together with the front panel, and the zipper should be inserted in the center. And we're going to sew as close as we can to the zipper teeth while making sure we don't run over our zipper teeth, and then also to make sure that you don't accidentally close up that opening for your vinyl pocket. After I attach the zipper, I like to finger press just to make everything nice and flat. And then we're going to create the zipper sandwich on the other side so that we can get the back panel and the other lining piece attached to the top of the zipper. Be sure to line up your pieces at the top and at the side. We're going to take it to the machine and sew as close as we can to the zipper teeth without running over the teeth and without running over the zipper pull. Next, you want to make sure that you've got your zipper open, and then we're going to place right sides together with the main fabrics and also right sides together with the lining fabric, and make sure that you line up the sides and the ends. After everything is all lined up, I like to find the front. You know that it's the front because it's got the vinyl piece sewn on. Then I flip it over, make sure that my zipper is open with the zipper pull on the right. Add the D-ring to your connector strap and then insert that on the left side as far down as you want it to go, whatever your preference is. I also insert my fabric label here as well. I like to put that on the right side. If you want a more rounded shape on the bottom of your wallet, you can take a quarter or pretty much anything small and circle and use that on the corners to draw markings where you can sew at a rounded edge whenever you take it to the machine. Then we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to sew at about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance all the way around, leaving an opening in the lining side so that we can turn the project here in just a moment. Once you've sewn all the way around, check your project for holes. You can also cut off that extra connector strap. Then make sure you clip your corners just to reduce some bulk. Once that's done, go ahead, reach into that hole you left in the lining and turn the whole project right side out. Use your fingers to poke out the seams the best that you can. Then you're going to pull the lining out and we're going to go to the machine, and at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, we're going to close up that hole that we left in the lining. Once you've closed that hole, tuck your lining back in. If you did the lanyard tutorial, go ahead and grab that, and there you have it. You've got an ID wallet.